Okay.
I ain't quite shaking my dreads like you yet. Shaking my locks. I got to use the proper term because you know people out here. The streets,
Say dreads, I don't care.
The streets is wilding with the
They will cry
locks
about
versus
it.
dreads. Have you heard about the weird people don't do middle parts? Like people are like it's a whole war going on in the lock community between dudes having like middle parts versus just having like no part at all. Like you know how some dudes just have it all in their face. Just wild. They just do have the twist wherever. And then,
Like me, how I have it.
Yeah, like because when I get my retwist, I do the same thing you do. I get mine straight down the middle.
Right.
And that's how I started. And that's how I kept it. Some people don't believe in that. They don't believe in having that. They just be like, just give it to me.
I mean, that's stupid. I don't want because I don't like a lot of hair in my face. Because when I first started doing it, you know, I had like the bangs and shit. And that shit was annoying. And even this, I don't like it being in my face because like it's stupid.
You're gonna look crazy,
right? So I got to move my shit out the way so I can actually see. I mean, if you just don't want to see, I mean, that's fine, I guess.
I mean, you know how some folks they'll sit there and rock their locks and be like, it'll be in their face. Like they'll just be sitting there talking or whatever, and you can't see their eyes or anything.
I can't trust you.
They be sitting there, so like especially like younger, like we're young. We're only 24, but
especially the younger generation.
Let me tell you about these young bloods out here, boy.
Yeah, that shit's stupid to me. But I mean, hey, if you want to do it, then you know whatever. I mean, you stupid, but like, go ahead.
I mean, it is, but it's a whole controversy. Like when for the people who are trying to grow their hair out and it's like, all right, cool, I'm about to get locks or whatever. Just know, you start looking up everything. I was looking up so many videos, and then I was really getting deep into it, and I found out this controversy, and I was like, who is fighting this fight?
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't look up a single thing when I started this.
You just said fuck it.
I was like, I want to do it, and so I did it. That was it.
I mean, I support it.
I was like, I don't care about nothing. I was like, this is what I want to do, and goddamn it, I'm gonna do it.
Nah, for real, that's facts. Yeah, you just go into it, whatever. I was looking up all the stuff. I was like, all right.
Also, I didn't have that ugly face though.
Yeah, you did. You grew your hair. Well, your hair was already starting to lock up, and then they just kind of just.
Yeah, but I tangled all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I already started with a lot of hair because I was like, if I'm gonna do it, like going through that little doo-doo phase. Bro,
no. So speaking of doo-doo phase, that phase, that's weird. This ain't speaking of doo-doo phase. But no, when you're getting into like, I thought that the ugly phase was just the short nubs. You know how some people be like, bro, you ain't really locking your hair right if you don't start from like the beginning. For those people, shut the fuck up. You stupid bitches.
It's just because they just mad that you missed the ugly phase.
Exactly. My thing is, nobody wants to walk around with nubs in their head.
Yeah,
like, nobody
that stuff is weird.
I get it. You're building there is an advantage. I can't say. I won't tell you to fully shut the fuck up because.
I will.
You might have to hold that L. Yeah. But it does. Like, you don't have the confidence, that for sure will build your goddamn confidence. But it's either gonna make or break you because you gotta love the shit out of yourself.
I mean, yeah, a little bit, but I mean at the same time, it's like I just think you're stupid if you do it because I mean you can just grow your hair out and just skip that phase altogether.
But in reality, it's low. You low key, I know I thought I was about to hit it again. I was like, all right, cool. When I first had my hair long, it was long enough to get away with. I was like, it's long enough for me to get away with this. I don't have to worry about the ugly phase. But the ugly phase was not the phase I thought it was going to be. I thought it was always the short nubs. But in reality, it was when it started budding. When my hair started to like form itself and turn into locks. And like I'm going through it a little bit now, but my hair is long enough to get away with it, and then
it's a bit of both.
Yeah, it's like you got.
It's a bit of both.
It's a bit of both. It's
like both of those phases are ugly.
Yeah, it sucks
because it's. Are you going to continue to just have twist, or are you going to let it start locking?
I just like how you looked at my head during that time and was like, "Then he got a fresh retwist, and now he just think he the shit." Look. I didn't get my retwist before this, so I'm rocking the natural. It's fine. Mm-hmm. I'm rocking the natural. At least the chop on the side makes it better. That's what I learned.
They can't see it because of the headphones.
Yep.
So you still look.
Nah. First, look. What we not finna do. You're not finna look. See, and then your boy got some length. We ain't gonna talk about the middle because we getting there. We getting there. But if you don't like the new growth, you're racist. That's what I mean.
That's the title of the episode.
If you don't like the new growth, you're racist. Caption God.
Hey.
Caption God. You see, you didn't even have to say the caption, but I said the caption and you already claimed it as yours.
Exactly.
That's wild.
I know titles when I hear
You know titles. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're gonna look back at this and be like, mm-hmm. But no, I've been seeing people that don't fuck with new growth. They'll be like, this shit wild.
I just want you to know something.
What?
You still haven't done the intro.
Damn. What episode is this? This shit crazy. This is episode 10. Welcome back to the DWG Down with the Get Down podcast with your host Romel and your other host
Derek. What's up?
What's going on? What's poppin'? How you living today?
I'm okay. I'm actually not tired for once in my life.
That's crazy.
Even though I really should be because I went to sleep early.
How early?
Like 8 o'clock.
That is early for you.
Yeah. Guess what? Woke up at 12.
Your body said this ain't right.
I woke up at 12 and I haven't been asleep since.
Wow. So you just moving off pure faith and energy.
Yeah. Actually, I've been getting into my inner kid stuff because I'm rewatching Ben 10.
That's a solid show. Are you gonna continue to go on down? Or are you gonna start just keep it with regular Ben 10?
I'm on Alien Force.
My nigga.
So I'm going on Alien Force. I'm almost at the end of that. I'm going to Ultimate Alien and then the Omniverse. And then that's it. And then after that, I'll probably go to Steven Universe.
That's solid. That's solid. I feel like rewatching like an old cartoon is a lot easier than going back and rewatching like an old anime. I don't know what it is.
True. And the thing is, crazy. I be remembering the shit that be happening when I'm watching it. I'm like, oh, he's about to turn into this is like when he turns into this.
Yeah.
And then he does it. I'm like, God damn it. God damn it. I'm a goddamn genius.
I remember everything.
But it's really you really do see the differences in between it though, with like how the animation kind of changed. Because the fights, I will say the fights were better in Ben 10 because they moved faster. When it got to like Alien Force and stuff like that, the action kind of moved slower because they were.
Was it more story Alien Force? What was going on?
It is more story, but I'm talking about in terms of fight scenes. Oh, yeah. It's just a little bit slower because they try not to do it so harshly because, you know, that's when, as it went on, that's when people started becoming more sensitive to violence. So they kind of like make them do stupid things. And my boy Kevin can't catch a break. He gets the Vegeta treatment.
They just nerf him.
Bro, he be trying to fight people and then he gets knocked out so fast. And he was my favorite character. And watching it as an adult, I'm like, you are a lame ass nigga.
Bro, no. So speaking of Kevin Levin, this man had the hardest, like Ben and Kevin were like Naruto and Sasuke before I was like really into it.
I would more so say Goku and Vegeta, but yeah, I mean,
well, true. Well, because Ben would be like a
Goku because Kevin is still bad, but he's good at the same time. So.
He became bad boy Kevin. It wasn't like I'm
like he still does illegal stuff.
He like I'll still like steal the wheels off this car, but
he literally in the last episode I watched. He was selling weapons to two sides of a war.
This man said, "I'm neutral."
He took their guns, painted it a different color, gave it to the enemy. When they gave their guns in, he painted a different color and gave it to the other enemy.
The crazy part is he knows he's good, like because he's Kevin, like he's like nobody who finna touch him, except for when he's with Ben. Then he gets hoed. Like whenever he's with Ben is when something bad is happening. When he's solo dolo,
when he's by himself, he will beat you. But but that's because Ben be fighting like heavy hitter people.
Ben just be like, all right, cool. Let me see who I'm finna whoop your ass with today.
So, but yeah, it's definitely if you have not watched it in a while, I would definitely say go back and watch it again because it's actually really good.
But yeah, it's a real that sucks. I didn't even think about that because the cartoons were a lot more like the action scenes were a little bit more intense. And then when you got, when like Alien, Ben 10 low-key is like shows you what could happen to a cartoon because of society.
Well, yeah, Ben 10 also is one of the only shows that I've ever watched that can continuously progress in time with like the character, because all of the shows are just him getting older until like the reboot.
Yeah, and when they did the reboot, I was like, he didn't need to do a reboot. He didn't have to.
But that's because they were rebooting everything.
Yeah.
But even in talking about that gets us to because they kind of mess up nostalgia a lot.
Yeah.
Which can go into our next topic of Velma.
Oh, talk about
Velma is a god dang lesbian for no reason.
For no reason.
They just did it to pander. It doesn't make sense because she was never a lesbian. She always liked Shaggy, and they've also dated each other.
So it's messing up the storyline.
Absolutely. And there are people that are on the internet, right? Mm-hmm. That are saying, I've always known she was a lesbian.
How? They make so much sexual content involving Velma, and it's only catered majority of the time towards dudes.
You're talking about porn now.
No, but I'm saying, as in like that character.
Yes,
I know.
that is true.
I know I'm talking about porn, but I'm talking about in general. Because even in the movie, she was. You remember the
OG one?
The OG one?
Yes. She was very attractive.
Yes. Like they did that in that movie, and I was like,
but she still wanted Shaggy.
Yeah, exactly.
And the thing is, they did that, and there are people that are like, I've always known that she was like that. No, you didn't, because she's never shown that. You're just making it up because you're stupid. But that's even with excuse me. I heard that.
You heard that?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. My body been making strange noises.
Even with damn, what is her name? The mom from the Rugrats that has the ones that be eating dirt.
Yeah, you talking about I know
the one that be working out the one that be wearing the same stuff you wearing right now.
Oh yeah, I wore it specifically for her.
Yeah,
I want to look like a gym teacher.
Yeah, but nah, she's a lesbian now.
Yeah, I've seen that.
In their reboot, right? Which doesn't make sense because she has a whole husband.
Bro,
they just deleted him out of existence.
We need to discuss this because this shit. I'm gonna look directly into the camera as I say this.
Okay.
It needs to stop. Why in the fuck? Why in the fuck are we changing these characters when in reality you can just make a whole new character?
It's laziness, and the people will eat it up because they have such low standards.
And it's high-key disrespectful to the guy's character because he was a stay-at-home dad, which in today's society, we want to be all progressive and shit.
Literally, their gender roles were reversed.
And they did it before it was cool.
Yeah.
They did it
and that's what y'all trying to promote. But instead, you just delete him out of existence like he never existed. And it just make her a full-blown lesbian. And also, she is no longer like how she used to be, because she was a strong woman that took care of it. She's not like that anymore. She's lazy bitch.
Oh, what the fuck?
And she's a lesbian.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
If anything, you not only did you downgrade her, you made her look worse. But they do this stuff because they know that all these people that they pander to are too stupid to have any sort of taste. Like, they just take whatever they get.
And then you bringing back a very popular title. Rugrats, very influential show in a lot of people, especially in the 90s.
Scooby-Doo. Absolutely. And the thing is, the reason that it bothers me, right?
Yeah. Scooby-Doo is like the shit.
Scooby-Doo is hands down my favorite cartoon of all time.
And they are
ruining it.
They're ruining it.
They're ruining it.
Just ruining it. Look at my lips. You're ruining it.
And then they're making Shaggy black.
That's weird. I'm not. As the thing is, I'm not mad at it, but at the same time, I'm just like, what is this? What is this supposed to do for me?
I am right. And there's this dude that was like, this is a win for all of the black potheads with dogs who have anxiety.
I'm tired of us saying that everything is a win for us. Nigga, make something make a new character. If you're gonna add a character to Scooby-Doo.
Absolutely. And the thing is, the Scooby-Doo universe is connected to almost everything.
everything.
They've had basketball players. They've had rock stars. They had WWE. They had Sam and Dean from Supernatural.
Yeah.
Which is a hilarious episode if you've never seen it, because it is hilarious. They started cursing and everything in there.
I already know it's bad.
They didn't have Tune Force in that thing, so like people were actually getting hurt. I think Shaggy broke an arm or something like that. Like, and he said, "Oh my god,
Bro."
But nah, I mean they're connected to so many things. If you want to bring in some, because like, sure, there might be some people that are upset that if you bring in a certain character and that character is gay or whatever, but it doesn't really matter because Scooby-Doo is connected to all that stuff. Scooby-Doo normalizes. It's not really normalizes, but they branch out to make certain things like acceptable. You know, you see all these things. Like,
Yeah,
okay,
it's like
it's a bridge.
It's the nucleus. It's the nucleus. Like if you look at it like of a cell or whatever, like what we learned in high school. Nucleus, it's the middle of it. Boom, right there. And then it's branching out to all these other things because Scooby-Doo was like the gateway show. Scooby-Doo put you on to other stuff. Like you got the Harlem Globetrotters on there. People knew about them, but at the same time, me as a kid seeing them on there made me really excited. I was like, damn, these folks, like these niggas out here.
I thought it was cool.
Dude, I was like, what the hell they do this? And I found out it was a real thing, and I said, oh.
Yeah, it got me into rock music.
Yeah.
Bro.
Scooby-Doo put me on Hex Girls, and everybody fucking loved the Hex Girls.
Absolutely. It gave me my toxic choice of women.
That explains a lot.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's
Scooby-Doo influenced my life a lot, bro.
Scooby-Doo. And they're trying to take that away. They're trying to
absolutely. And not only that, Arthur with the principal, he's gay now.
That's weird too. Like I was like, I don't necessarily care, but it's like
I don't necessarily like.
It's
I don't
like
care as much.
You're bringing it in now when you could have brought it in a long time ago.
He never had a partner. He was never with anybody.
Yeah, he was a teacher. It was that's like making the teacher from freaking that's like making Miss Frizzle
a lesbian for no reason.
For no reason.
Yeah.
You didn't give her a love. Why would you give her a love interest now? Because at that point you're pushing the agenda.
Right. And the thing is too, it's just tasteless because they do it to characters that are already established. And they make that their identity now, when that shouldn't be their identity, and that's why these characters fail because their identity is now
a part of
their like who they sleep with.
Yeah,
and it shouldn't be that.
It's like your whole thing shouldn't be that you're the strong lesbian or the strong gay man. Like
because I don't care. Because regardless,
are you a cool character? That's
right.
all. That's all the thing.
That's the only thing I care about. Are you a bad
person?
That is the only thing I care about. But when you have these people and these characters like, yeah, my whole identity is the fact that I'm gay or that I'm trans. Like I don't care about you anymore, and I don't want to watch what you're.
And it makes it harder for you to even like when you're watching the show. It's like cool. When they're dropping the trailers of things like that, and you find out why the fuck do I care about a character's sexuality?
And going into our next topic,
what's up,
Bros?
It
is a movie, right? I just found out about it recently.
I seen that. I haven't seen the trailer for it, but I seen Kevin Hart had promoted it on his show, and I was like. I thought it was him in there for a second. I was like, he was like, oh, I'm so happy for my friends or whatever, and I was like, oh, okay, I guess it's some movie that's popping.
So, firstly, let's establish this. Bros is a failure of a movie.
All right.
It is a gay rom-com.
All right.
And
so, why did it fail?
It failed because it's fucking stupid.
Oh.
Because what is your audience? Because that's like so. You don't really have that much of an audience, and by the way, the dude that did this whole thing, he blamed his failure on straight people being homophobic that they didn't want to go see his gay movie. Right? I'm not gonna go see his movie, and it's not just because I'm straight, but it's because it's a rom-com. I don't want to go watch that.
No,
most straight dudes don't watch heterosexual rom-coms anyways.
No.
Women, there are numerous women, right, that made this statement. They didn't want to go see it because they watch rom-coms for the fantasy.
And that's not their fantasy.
They can't have a fantasy about two dudes. They have a fantasy with themselves and that person that's in that movie.
That's like having the same thing. You had two women on there. It's not something that you would necessarily be like, let me go see it.
Well, yeah. But the other thing, too, is your movie filled with LGBT people also. Gay people didn't even want to go see your movie.
That was your audience.
And now I will say, it was a hit. I think you said it was a hit in L.A. Obviously. There are a lot of gay people in L.A. So
like everything in L.A. is fake.
Well, I mean, yeah. Even his story.
I don't even feel like it's authentic.
Even the story that he said doesn't even sound real. He said he snuck into a random theater and it was sold out. That doesn't even make sense to me. But whatever.
What?
I don't know. The guy, I don't know if you know who he is because I can't remember his name, but he's the guy who was famous for that one thing where he kind of runs up on people and like asks them a question. Mm-hmm. He ran up on like. His most famous video, I think, is when he ran up on that woman and was like, "Hey, name me a woman for $1," and she couldn't do it. That's that guy. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know you're talking about. That shit was funny.
Yeah,
Let's name a woman.
Yeah, that's who did this.
Okay.
And now that his movie is a failure, he's running up to some people and like, "Are you going to see bros or are you homophobic?" So yeah, there's that.
What?
You made a trash movie, and that's what I have a problem with. People making these trash movies that have no real substance in it, other than the identity of it being gay or whatever, or having like a woman role. And because they don't make a good movie, they then blame it on people that didn't want to watch it and call them gay or homophobic or anything.
It seems like the whole when they pitched the movie, the only thing that was heard was two gay men. A movie, love, got to do it. What's the story? What's you?
I don't know. And the thing is, I've not seen a trailer for it.
I haven't seen it either.
I only found out about it when it came out, and it was like maybe a week after it came out too.
And I think that's the what we have to get out of is screaming homophobic, screaming transphobic, screaming racism, screaming with all these things or whatever. It's like it's becoming too. You're losing the impact of the work because then you're being disrespectful to the community that actually that are dealing with certain issues.
I don't care if you call me that now.
Yeah, it's like it has nothing.
Because I don't like if you call me any of that, I'll just say okay, and I don't really care because it doesn't bother me anymore. Mm-hmm. Because it means absolutely nothing,
and that's their fault for doing it. Mm-hmm. It's like you can't be mad. You can't be mad at the fact that if you use this as a being word, this is kind of like this is gonna get the people going type of deal, and somebody who doesn't really give a fuck, calls you out on your shit, and you try to call them out, you don't really have much of a standing on it because they can easily like negate that.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason they use it is it's just a deflection so they don't have to address what they like, the actual thing.
Yeah, the fact that your movie is trash.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
you made a trash movie. And the thing is, some people said it was funny. I'm not doubting that it might be funny.
Yeah, it could have some funny moments.
Could be funny. Yeah. But there's nobody that wants to see it. Like, it might be a good movie.
Yeah, like
because I may watch it if it comes out like on Hulu or something like that. Yeah. But it might be a good movie. But you don't have an audience that would want to go see it because the majority of people don't care about that sort of thing.
Yeah, it's like what was the movie that came out? The dude that fell in love with the robot. That fell in love with like Siri. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I don't know. I've never seen it before.
Yeah, and supposedly that was like a really like critically acclaimed like good movie. I just didn't care to see it. It was.
I think a lot of people wanted to go see it because Big Bang Theory was pretty big, and like the dude from Big Bang Theory was in it.
Ah,
so
somebody Sheldon?
No, the one that's with Penny.
Oh, him. Oh, he was the main character. Yeah. No, I thought it was an older dude.
No, the one that falls in love with the phone.
Is it called? No, that's the gay movie. Simon was the gay movie. I think.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, the one with the phone. The guy who fell in love with the phone.
Right. Yeah.
That was him.
Yeah.
Damn.
He just didn't have glasses.
Ah.
You know, everybody looks weird without glasses.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
Well, you know what? I might watch it because of him. Nah, I've seen it, but but off the strength, and I first heard about it, I was like, that's weird.
I mean, yeah, it just seemed like they made like a My Strange Addictions type of thing and made it into a movie. But you know, like even that, like I know that a lot of people want to go see it, but I didn't. I never saw it.
Yeah,
and it wasn't because I didn't want to see it necessarily. I was like, I don't care. Also, I think like the superhero movie was coming out. I was like, I want to see something about.
I want to see these men in tights fight each other.
Right.
But now, when we're talking about the like homophobia losing its and like transphobia and racism losing their like impact on when you say it, going back to that movie that came out, the Bros movie, I think the part that's getting me is back in the day. But you know they always had the token black guy in movies, right?
Yeah.
They always had to have like at least one. It didn't matter who he was or where he was or who or she, but it was gonna be at least one black person in there. I can get behind that off of the strength of what was going on during that time, and then putting black people into media was a way to get us out there. It didn't matter what the fucking role was. It just mattered that like, all right, cool, we got us on the screen, and we're not like servants. We're doing something a part of it, and then you can say, oh, hey, they can actually act. Now you can see that we can put them in bigger roles and do these things. We're not stupid like people were thinking that we were. So I get that, and then you're trying to push that same type of mentality with what's happening now.
See, the only thing where I would say those two things aren't necessarily the same.
No, I said they're not the same. That's where they strayed away from.
Right, but the only thing that I see from that too is with black people.
Yeah,
we weren't in that movie as the token black person as our identity. That wasn't based around our character. That wasn't like, yeah, I'm black and I'm in this movie. Blah, 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 all the other stuff. You see me, I'm with all these white people, but I'm black.
I'm here.
That was never like a thing.
Yeah.
But they make that for gay people or trans people. When they put them in a movie, you have to know that they're gay. You have to know that all of these other things. And that's where people get lost at. They're like, I don't care about any of that stuff.
Well, a lot of people did look at the black character as being that character. Like, well,
some people did, and some characters were kind of like, because they were the stereotypical black person, right? Yeah. So they would be like the thugs or like ghetto or whatever. But that wasn't in every movie that they were in, and there are way more movies with black people just being normal black people.
I think it stood out more then because you always knew it was one. It was like
true.
Nigga, we know you wouldn't be with this particular group of people.
Exactly.
But you happen to be
in any horror movie. I've always said it's racist to have a black person in a horror movie because they don't act like a black person. They act stupid.
They don't.
This is no offense to white people, but we're not gonna go do the things that you do.
Y'all are a lot more curious than we are. Nah, I can't speak for all white people for sure.
Absolutely cannot speak for them. And also,
all black people. There are some dumb black people.
There are some black people that are a little too curious about certain things. But it is most certainly a situation where I'm getting out. I don't know what movie it is, but I have to watch it. There's this dude who is they're stuck in a house. And it's him and his girlfriend. And there's this dude that's trying to kill him. And he's getting away. He's running away every time he gets. He jumps out the window. And he has to climb up barbed wire to escape, right? His girlfriend can't do it. And she's white, he's black. And he's climbing up. His hands are getting cut and everything. He doesn't care. He's still climbing. She's like, I can't do it. I need your help. He looks down at her. I can't help you. And then he jumps off and runs away.
That shit's funny.
And I looked at that and I was like, that's accurate.
That is.
Because if I'm gonna get killed by somebody and I'm trying to get away, I don't care if I'm getting hurt. You fall down and you find another way to try to get. I don't care. I'm escaping.
Get your ass up.
Exactly.
My girl falls down. I'm like, bro, we don't have time for this.
Right.
Get your ass up. Because now you're making me have to fight. And I don't want to do that right now.
I'll throw something.
Like, this man has a chainsaw.
Bro, if I'm running away from Jason and you fall down,
there's
nothing I can do.
Just leave me.
I can't.
Just leave me.
You just gotta. You have to die an honorable death. That's all I can tell.
The crazy part is, I would hesitate. I would turn for like a split second. I'd be like, "Get up," and I'll be running. You fall. Oh shit! Nigga, get your head. Oh, I turn around and you be like, "Bro, I can't." Don't be telling me you can't do shit. You better. I don't care if your ankle is twisted. Get your bitch ass up or die.
I will tell you this. I will go back for you and try to help you, like pick you up and try to run. You know, a little bit, like have your arm around the shoulder. But if you slow me down too much, I'm gonna have to leave.
Oh yeah, you saw. Yeah, I was like, I'll attempt. That's the thing. It's like
if he gets too close, I got to be like, hey, you just got to push through it, my boy.
It's like I ain't gonna fully leave you because then if you survive and then see me later on, that's gonna be some shit.
That's gonna be a heavy conversation.
Be like, bro, it was me or you, nigga. What? I know you for this long. You sat here and you're like, bro. That's how you know who really for you in life or death situations.
Yeah. Look, and if it's a different situation, right? Like zombies or whatever, I'll come back for you. I'm gonna make sure that you make it. Don't get bit though, because I will kill you.
If I get bit, it's over with at that point. Just take me out. It's cool.
Well, if it works like normal zombie rules, depending on where you get bit, like if it's your hand or your arm, I'll cut it off.
Yeah. We'll survive. We'll going without.
But if you get bit on your leg, I can't cut that off because you're just gonna have to die.
Oh, the leg, it goes by quicker?
No, you'll slow me down.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah,
because I can't deal with you with one leg. I can deal with you one arm or one hand, but I can't deal with you having one leg. At that point, you're slowing me down.
At that point, if I have one hand, I put a hook on it.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
I'm finna be slicing and dicing motherfuckers. Put a sword on that bitch. Just punching people with the dub. Just punching them.
unless we, this is be ignorant. Unless I gotta cut your leg off, we gotta put the AK, like the Scotsman from Samurai Jack.
Just be walking around with the AK on my leg. That man, he was different.
Bro he was a real one. Even when he died, he was a real one.
He held it down. He was solid the whole time.
Even as a ghost.
His whole that man had so many kids.
Army of daughters.
Bro, and they were all daughters.
Yeah.
This man had straight slow swimmers.
And bro had an army, but they were all
strong as shit.
Yes. Bro, it was so funny when he was yelling at Aku. And Aku killed him, and he still didn't, like, he died, but his ghost was still there, and he just kept going.
He was like, what the fuck?
He's like, you thought you killed me.
The fact that this man, Samurai Jack, lived for 50 years at the same age, did not age.
I thought it was 100.
I thought it was 50.
It might have been.
But I know he was there for a while to the point where he did not age. And
he couldn't age because he was in the wrong time.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Which is crazy.
Yeah. It sucks that his wife died because technically she didn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. Well, he went back and did whatever he did.
Did he go back? I don't remember.
He went back. He went because remember he fell in love with the one chick and then he wanted to take her back.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. They had a wedding.
Yeah,
but she faded.
Yeah, because she was in the wrong time.
Because technically she didn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
Because he killed Aku in the future, which then made her not exist because he went back to the past. So time shit.
Sad.
Shit almost made me cry.
I said, damn.
I just wanted him to have a good life.
I just wanted him to be happy, bro. So shit. Well, we were talking about the Velma stuff earlier.
Well, actually, we were talking about like movies with like LGBT shit.
Yeah, I was talking about. We were talking
which I know we were talking about a little bit leads into the Jeffrey Dahmer, right? Because a lot of people got mad at that because, and it's really funny that people got mad at that even though it happened so long ago.
How long did that happen?
19 something.
Wasn't it? I thought it wasn't that far long ago.
It didn't stop until like
the 90s, wasn't it? Like
it was in the 90s.
Didn't he? Yeah, he got
I think
incarcerated in the 90s, wasn't it?
I think so. I don't know. I think so.
But yeah, it did. It happened a while ago.
It happened long enough ago to where the people that are mad at it right now shouldn't be mad at it because it doesn't affect them whatsoever. But they're upset because he first of all, they called the show homophobic. because he's killing gay people, right?
But he was a gay man killing gay men.
Yeah, I know that. They also are trying to call him racist.
All right.
Because he predominantly killed black men and minorities.
He was just a snow bunny.
Well,
he was the white. He was the equivalent white version of the white girls that go strictly after black men.
Yes, but he also killed white dudes too.
Ah.
So any person that he felt like killing, he killed, right? Because now, going based off of the show, if the show is accurate to how he actually felt, he had a mental illness and he didn't want to kill people, but he just couldn't stop himself from doing it. Mm-hmm. He would try for a while, and then he would just do it. Mm. There are some people like that he would try to have a relationship with, and at a certain point, like this one dude, he was gonna kill him, but he really liked him, and so he didn't. And then at a certain point, he got fearful when he got too close to him that he was gonna leave him and not come back. And then at that point, he killed him because he was scared he was never gonna come back. So it's not like, I don't think he was racist whatsoever.
No,
I just think he was just fucked up, and also he lived in a predominantly black area.
Yeah, when he didn't, you gonna fuck with is gonna be black people,
right? When he didn't live with his grandmother anymore, he moved, and because he started living on his own, it was in a black area because that's what he could afford. So he just killed people out there. So it's not racist or anything, but yeah. So
that's the definite. Now the fact that he did that so many times makes sense, because if this motherfucker was in a white community, you know how quick they would have been like, something don't seem right.
Well,
let's question it.
Because the other thing too is like during that time,
like, ain't got nothing to do with me. Like it smelled a little weird. Need to take care of it. I'm a little upset, but as in like, let me call the cops on you.
Actually, his neighbor called the cops on him all the time.
Oh, she did? They just didn't give a fuck then.
No, the reason they say it's racist is because of the time, right? Mm-hmm. They didn't give a shit because it was a hood area.
Mm-hmm. So they were just like, all right.
Well, not hood area. It was a ghetto area, right?
Considered.
So, right.
Back then. Now maybe it might be ghetto, but back then
it might be better now, honestly. But
I don't know. I feel like, you know how old grandparents be saying like the places they used to be at were a lot safer then compared to now.
Well, nothing safe about living in an area with a fucking serial killer. But yeah,
I mean, nah. You didn't know. They didn't know that.
But yeah, no, his neighbor that was like right next to him, because of the all that would rot and stuff like that, and he had a little bucket thing, a little vat that he would that had acid in there. He would melt down the skin and all that stuff, and the smell would come through, and so she would call the cops and stuff like that. They never showed up because she's a black lady. So there's that. And then the few times that what episode are you on?
I haven't started. I just knew
I don't want
a little bit.
I mean, it's not technically spoiling it because it's
don't tell me everything. I know it's
he
bad.
killed a cat.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. He didn't kill a cat.
I was like, damn, that hit me harder.
Yeah, but no, I mean, it was some instances where there would be times where he would be with the police, right? And it's not even, to me, I don't necessarily think the cops were racist. Yeah. Now, they were racist later on, but them not stopping him, I don't think it was because of his race. I think it's because they're homophobic. Because how he would describe it, because he also is apparently autistic. So that's the reason that he was so mellow like that.
So he didn't understand the emotions like that.
No, not really. But it was it was, he would just be weird, And also, they didn't have mental health.
No, that's what I was talking about. Like with people who have autism, it's kind of like, you don't really.
No, I was agreeing with you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. My bad. I was agreeing with you.
You good.
But what I was saying too is how he would explain it. He would be like, "Yeah, this person's my boyfriend. We're about to go do gay shit and all that stuff, basically." And he was like, "You can come around and look and stuff like that," and they would look or whatever. And he's like, "Yeah, I was just saying we were just gonna do some gay stuff." And it's just in the way that he talks, it's uncomfortable.
You're like, nah.
And I feel like they were just like, okay. And then just
so
leave.
his weirdness counteracted with them even being suspicious. They were just like, this motherfucker just weird.
And the fact that he's just like, yeah, we're about to have sex with this man. Basically.
He's like, we're gonna go do butt stuff.
Right.
It's like, you understand like that?
and they're essentially like, oh, okay.
I didn't need to know.
Right.
I didn't want to know. I didn't need to know. That shit weird.
Mm-hmm. And so they would just leave.
I would leave too. I was like, I know, like that shit makes sense. If you being weird about it, you're like, all right, like whole suspicions. He's like, we're gonna go do gay things in the backyard. You want to come watch?
Right. And I'm like, you got it.
What if he said yeah?
And then you gotta kill the cop too. The thing too is like, I understand that people are gonna feel emotional about the people that died. And it's unfortunate. Yeah. It's just very hard for me to feel bad for them. I'm just gonna say that.
Oh damn.
The reason being,
why?
The reason being, right? How it was shown in that, right? The people were never necessarily like drunk off of their ass, right? Mm-hmm. It would be, he would find them, think they're attractive. They would think he's attractive. Go to his place. He would drug them, right? He would put something in their drink and drug them and then kill them, right? Mm-hmm. Because he didn't want people to suffer. So he couldn't stop himself from killing people, but he also didn't want to make them suffer necessarily. So he would drug them so it'd kind of be quick or whatever.
He was like, it's humane. It's humane.
Right.
Throw a little something in the drink, a little sizzle in the Sprite.
Right. So I can't necessarily feel bad for you if you put yourself in that situation. If you see somebody, regardless of who you are, right? You see somebody, if you go home with them, 1, you don't know that person. 2, it's very unsafe. And 3, if you go to their place, don't drink something that they give you.
I can see it like that.
Because the thing too is, right, there would be people that would say, hey, I'm good.
Yeah.
He would press them. They're like, oh, come on, just drink a little bit, blah, blah, blah. And then they would be like, well, all right.
This is why we have so many peer pressure and so many programs of don't do drugs and bystander awareness and so many things now that they implement. Because I know they educated the shit out of me when I went to college on certain things.
But even with peer pressure, I can't feel bad for you.
But no, I disagree with that. I disagree with it off the strength of it being back in the day, because back in the day, niggas trusting was up here compared to here. Now we don't even like going outside anymore. We don't even like our kids going outside because we don't trust the block that we stay on, even though we know there's nothing really happening.
I don't think their trusting was that high being in that time anyways.
Well, I'm saying as in in that community, I can't speak for the community, but I'm saying as in like being trusting of.
Well, what I'm saying is,
what's up?
You're a black man,
all right,
going to a white guy's house in the middle of the night. You're also gay.
I don't know. I said, I can't. Like I said, I get what you're saying, but I'm also on the other end on the fence of as in if we growing up in the way we have, and when we talk to older generations, how they say that we used to be able to do all this stuff, these were still the same people who would walk in the middle of the day, in the middle of the night, anywhere, and be like, I got home safe. And
there's still people,
and there were people who were getting kidnapped then during that time, but at the same time,
because
they had a lot more faith in getting home. They had a lot more trust in I can go do this and be out like this and be fine.
Yeah,
they had a lot more.
But even with that, right? I don't see that as an excuse because there were serial killers before him and after him, like directly after him, actually. What's his name? Something Gacy, the guy who dressed up like a clown. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was like right after Jeffrey Dahmer.
I know.
He was still doing the same stuff. He pretty much did the majority of the same thing that he was doing. Not only that, when Jeffrey Dahmer's stuff was getting out there. It was all over the news and all that stuff. Gacy was still getting people the same way, pretty much, that Dahmer was doing it. People were just stupid.
No, I can't say that it was a lick of stupidity in there for sure.
Also, the reason that I can't feel bad for you that much is because you don't have situational awareness. It doesn't matter if you're trusting or not. What matters is your situational awareness. And if you ignore that, or if you just don't have it for some reason, which isn't true because everybody has situational awareness. It's just a matter of you paying attention to it or not. I can't feel bad for you.
It's like
I feel bad that what happened to you, but I can't.
How you got yourself in that situation?
You can't sympathize.
You can't feel too bad for it.
No,
I can see people being upset. The only reason I can see people being upset now about them releasing it is because it's like people like to glorify serial killers, and even though this show is not sitting here to glorify the dude, it's sitting here to put out information and more information that we may have not known and actually depict what it looked like. And it's like,
it's actually more so pushing out some of the situations that some of the families had to go through. Like the last, I think, 3 episodes aren't necessarily about him. It's about how, like, some of the families were dealing with the situations. But it also showed some things that, like, because there are numerous documentaries about him, but also showed a few things that were not in those documentaries. So I mean, it's a good show. I think everybody should watch it.
I think it's.
But the reason that they're so mad about it is because it's tagged under. Well, it used to be tagged under LGBT because he's gay, and so a lot of people got mad at that, so they took it off.
Yeah, I know. Spoke to my coworkers. A lot of them like they had a hard time seeing it because of it actually being something like real. And I was like, I get that because a lot of people they can't watch anything that's based on true stuff or something that has to do with something. And with it being that graphic, they're like, this shit is like too close to home because it just happened, or like it didn't just happen, but
yeah,
timing wise, it's like it just happened.
It doesn't bother me at all. Bro was eating a heart, and I was like, whatever.
No, it's not something that's gonna necessarily bother me.
Literally,
I'm like, all right, that's wild.
I will tell you this, right? Bro was cooking up a heart, and I was like, that seems like that'd be kind of tough. when he was eating it, and I was like, seems like that's kind of tough. Maybe a little chewy. But that stuff don't bother me, you know? Like, none of that stuff bothers me. Now, I will say the show is slightly uncomfortable with some of the gay parts in there.
Not the dude eating the heart, but like the sex scenes.
Yeah. But that's because it's they make it very uncomfortable for a reason. Because he is not socially inept. So he's just being weird. And I can laugh at him. He didn't die. Did he? No, he's the one that got away. The last one that got away, he had him do a little dance for him. And in my head, I was thinking about Meat Canyon. It just made it so much funnier. But he actually got away. There's only, I think, 3 people that survived their encounter with him.
It was a dude on TikTok. It was an older guy. She said my grandfather survived as well, and he was trying to get him to come into his house. He wasn't even gay. I don't think he was gay. He was like, he was walking and he seen him kicking him with some black dude, and then he walked past, and then all of a sudden, I guess Dahmer like was found dude attractive, and just walked up on him and was like, hey, we about to go get some. He's like, we're gonna kick it in my house. You want to come? Like you want to? But he was like, the way he said it sounded super strange. Like, you know, like you say, he was his social. It wasn't all the way there.
Right.
So he walked up to him and was like, hey, you want to come to my house? Like, kind of like, hey, you want to come to my house? Get a drink? And he was like, nah, I'm good, man. I said, I don't know.
That's pretty much just, he was like, hey, you know, we can go back to my place. We can get a few drinks. We can hang out, all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm good.
The only reason I was trying to be on the defensive side is because I was like, maybe. I said, I don't know the gay community like that. I don't know the LGBTQ plus community, like, and how gullible they were during that time, because it's not like they were all out there, but at the same time, they were surrounded by obviously homophobia during that time. If you got prevalent racism during that time, you're gonna have homophobia even more.
Yeah.
So I was like, you may have not felt comfortable, and then usually 9 times out of 10, maybe the white dudes that came out as being gay, they may have been probably on the same energy that you were on, as in like, I can't really come out like that, you can't really come out like that, or unless you got kicked out of your house like I did, or your family is one of the progressive ones during that time, and they were cool with it. But you, like, I mean,
his folks were, well, his mom left when he was a very young lad because she was she was on drugs and stuff like that. But I mean, his dad was fairly accepting. I mean, he didn't necessarily care about his son being gay.
It was an interview that dropped actually that proved otherwise. Like they were in the jail and he had saw his son, and he was like, this is when he was still alive. Like, he had saw his son in jail after they already took him in, and he gave him a hug and was like, he meant that was his son. So he was like, gave him a hug or whatever. And then the guy interviewed him and was like, so they were trying to figure out his psyche. Like, why did you do it? What made you feel this way? And then he asked his dad, like, did you know anything? And he was like, no, we didn't really talk. Like we didn't talk like we should have talked during those times. He was kind of to himself. I was doing my thing. And then he was like, would you have told your dad any the thoughts that were going through your head? He was like, more than likely, nah. He said, nah, it wouldn't have been something I would have been able to share to him. And then he was like, did you know about your son being being homosexual? And then he was like, nah. He was like, no, I really didn't know. And he said, would you have a problem with it? He was like, yeah. He said, I wouldn't have been as, would you have accepted him? I wouldn't have been as accepting.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was like, that makes sense. You didn't know nothing.
So I'll tell you how the show kind of frames it, right?
Yeah.
Because I know like his dad obviously don't want him to be gay.
Yeah, but
it's not like he would be like, oh, I can't associate you, like how some people are, like, I can't associate you with you if you're gay. His dad was more like, okay, I guess. How it is a little bit in the show is they kind of push a little bit more about it being like his dad's fault, why he is the way that he is, and how his dad is fairly accepting of the fact that he's gay. He more so just wants his son to be like happy, and actually being a solid member of society,
not doing what you're doing.
Well, he didn't know he was doing any of that.
Yeah,
but it's a fairly good show.
Yeah.
Well, you want to close out and do what we have left for 11?
All right. Let's see. Yeah, because we got that. We at that last mark. So shit. That was a lot.
It was.
That was a lot. Well, shit. We appreciate y'all coming through for, what is this, episode 10? This is a milestone, G.
Yeah, this is a milestone. And then we're about to hit 11. 11 going to be kind of short.
Yeah.
It's going to be kind of short. But,
But yeah, we gonna get back into some more stuff. We appreciate y'all coming in for the next installment of the DWG Down with the Get Down podcast. Like we always say, follow us on all social medias. We are on pretty much everything. The link is always in the description below. We're gonna have all our social medias on there as well. Make sure you like, share, turn your bell notifications. Please turn the bell notifications on so you can be signaled whenever we drop anything, whether that is signal. We're gonna put a fucking bats. We're gonna put a DWG. That symbol's gonna be in the sky when y'all see us. And we're just gonna pop in and we're just gonna give you the USB drive and be like, upload this to your computer. But yeah, all that good stuff. You have anything to plug?
Nothing really. I mean, follow us on TikTok. That's where we post most of our clips. My TikTok will be in the link to the description.
Yeah.
Other than that, no. I mean, that's pretty much it.
Pretty much it. Hey, go ahead, close us out, my G.
Hey, if you down with the Get Down, go ahead and subscribe.
Go ahead.